If you're thinking about selling your Morgan Hill home this spring, I've got 7 tips for you that can help you get top dollar and get the home sold quickly. Hi everyone, I'm Dave Clink with REMAX Realty Partners here in Morgan Hill. Tip number 1, curb appeal. You've probably heard the saying, you only get one chance to make a first impression. So you want to make sure that the house looks great, that the landscaping's done nicely, the paint looks good. And this time of year with flowers blooming, you may want to put something colorful inside the front yard, make it stand out, really make it pop and look good for prospective buyers. That's tip number 1. Number 2 is you want to have the house deep cleaned. When you live in a house over time, there may be things that kind of get away from us that we don't pay as much attention to. Or if you have a pet, there may be kind of a lingering smell from the pet that you don't notice, but a prospective buyer will. So you want to make sure you get the carpets cleaned, bring in a professional cleaning crew and have them do it right, and it'll help the house show great. Tip number 3 is you want to declutter the house as much as possible. You want to clean off countertops as much as you can, put all personal items underneath. And if you have a large room and maybe you have some extra furniture that's not used, you want to remove that furniture. Even if you just put it out in the garage, that's fine, but you want to make that room seem as large as possible. So decluttering is a big way to make the house show better and look great for prospective buyers. Tip number 4 is fresh paint. We mentioned curb appeal, so making sure that the exterior paint looks great is important. And also, if you've got some rooms in the house where the paint is either worn, scratched, maybe you touched up and used the wrong paint like we often do sometimes. So you want to make sure that it looks good and also it smells new. So fresh paint is a pretty inexpensive way to make the house look great for prospective buyers. Tip number 5 actually has to do with getting the house prepped, and one thing that you'd want to do is professional inspections. You want to make sure that you bring in a licensed inspector to check things like the roof, the general property condition, check for termites. Those are all things you're going to need to disclose to a potential buyer anyway, and having that up front in your possession allows you to correct things that maybe you weren't aware of, and it also helps the home sell quicker when a buyer knows the full condition of the property. Disclosures goes hand in hand with that. So I always recommend making a little list, writing down any modifications, repairs that you've done to the house over the years, and that helps with the disclosure process. So my tip number 5 is to make sure you do inspections and have your disclosures ready to go. Tip number 6 has to do with getting your house decorated, professionally staged. Oftentimes, as a homeowner, your taste may be a little different than what prospective buyers are looking for in the current market. So bringing in a stager to add some accessories, maybe swap out some furniture and make it appeal to the masses is a great way to get your home ready to go on the market. Tip number 7 is a tip that we don't often think about, but natural lighting is a really big factor when it comes to selling your home. Many times a buyer will walk in and one of the comments they make is how great the natural lighting is or how poorly the house is lit. So remember, when you're going to show your house or when you're doing your photos for the listing, you want to make sure that you have all lights on, make sure all light bulbs are working, and make sure that you are opening blinds and removing any big drapes or curtains that may be obstructing any light from getting in. Natural light is a big selling point of a property, so make sure you don't miss out on that. If you have any other questions, you can reach me at 408-710-5143 or email me at dave@daveclink.com, and I appreciate your time. Have a great day.